The observer would like to advise that the following video comes with a trigger warning. The content in this video is of a sensitive nature, so please beware that the topic of this video may trigger you. The observer recommends that you consider your own mental health before you watch this video.
Somebody says that to you, and especially I think men, NJ, tell me if I'm wrong, like to a man, especially if another man said that to you or something, is that not just like, that's even harder hitting, no?
Yeah, you're just swinging, man.
Also, we're outraged by it because we've got respect for our parents, but she doesn't have that. She's shown that last night. She has no respect for her mum. So
I'm talking about the people that every live you go into are dashing these terms like they own them and like they can just chuck them around as if it's calling someone a dickhead.
Yeah,
and taking away again. It's like Rasta Mouse all over again, NJ. You remember when Rasta Mouse came out? Kissing his teeth, and everybody thought it was hilarious. And the elders were like, "Oh, what a disrespectful little youth!" Like,
you know what, Kiki? This is what my issue is when they use a lot of these words, like what you says, your nan. Like a lot of these words that they use on here. If we was to say that around our family, like it'd be curtains for them. Do you know what I mean? So they just see online being used like it's an everyday word is weird. So I do understand because you're from that generation like me.
Like Jamaican and Indian people. I was raised by Hindus and Rastas. Like that wasn't. We weren't. What? No. That wasn't happening.
That's the thing. I grew up like very multicultural society. So like I have that sort of education type thing. And I moved out to the countryside and it's very different. And yeah, people say stuff around here and I'm like, if you were half hour away, you'd have a very different reaction from people to say that.
I'm sorry, because I'm aware that observers in here. I just want to like, wait there, the door. 1 second.
Sorry, down, but thank you for having me on stage. And I really, I think I'm getting so tired of this. Every single day, there is something, and it always centres around that woman. Always. For the past, 3 weeks, every single issue has been caused by her and her friend. And that's what I'm going to say. Stop it now. It's enough, man.
That's very well said, Queen Ray.
It's just enough. But thank you guys, and I'll be in the
Thank you for coming up, Ria. I really appreciate you.
No problem. Thanks, NJ. Bye, Kiki. Bye, Clarence. Bye, loves. Bye.
I'm also going to drop because I have work to do.
Kiki.
So I'm going to
coming up.
I'm turning it again, and I'm going to say once again, let's stop making about how she's feeling and what she's doing and why she's doing it. And let's start focusing on the people that she's affected and how they may be feeling and what's going on with them. And she's having on everybody else.
I totally agree with that. 100%.
Can I just address a comment in the thing about splashing her mother's private life all over TikTok? This is nothing that Angie hasn't...
Let me just say something 1 second, then it... So for everybody, let's reset the room. So for everybody that's in here, the reason why I started this live is because I was on Miss Red's stage. I had a really good conversation. I came off that stage. People were messaging me saying that Angie had mentioned me in her live. I went in there. All the cults started at me. What's NJ doing there? Don't let him on the stage, etc., etc. Then I thought to myself, I'd like to ask her myself personally, why is it that she lied yesterday? But then today she came on Miss Red's platform and admitted that she did send the message. I was blocked from the live. So what am I going to do? Go and troll her? No, I just started my own live. And now we're having a debate about Angie and her ways on the app and about the cult for enabling her behavior and disregarding other content creators and the consumers' feelings. Because yesterday, after all of the SH, etc., she triggered a lot of people online, and a lot of people was going on to hustle stages and speaking about it. And it's just horrible to think that just because she was caught out on a lie, that she would go so low to create a scenario to get all the masses to feel sorry for her. It is emotional manipulation, and people need to start waking up and seeing what delusive Angie is really about. Thank you very much. Karis?
I'm going to drop. Is it sorry, lovely girl above me. Is it Karis or is it Carries?
Karis, yeah.
Oh, sorry, darling. Me and my
That's
dyslexic now. Lovely to meet you, baby girl.
Angie.
Okay, manners and respect, my brother.
Yeah, manners and respect, my sister. Have a nice day.
Take care.
I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
No, I was only just saying it's what's been discussed is nothing that hasn't been put out by herself. Do you know what I mean? No one's dug deep into this. It's just what we've seen and what our opinions are. So, yeah.
Yeah, and this is the thing. This live has not been a body live. I've had countless of people that have come in here saying, why are you bullying her? Oh, she's vulnerable right now. The reason her picture is there is because the debate is about her. Yeah, and as we can see from this picture, at least I put a picture up where she doesn't look as pale as what she normally does when she has a come down after. People want us all to be worried about her and how vulnerable she is, but she doesn't care about anybody else's, does she?
I'm more concerned about the person she's lied about and has said all sorts to. Mm-hmm. I don't want to keep bringing up her name because I'm sure she just wants a bit of peace, but yeah, that's where my concern is now.
Let's have my thing is to have concern for all, and let's call out. Let's call the spade a spade. When somebody's wrong, call them out for it. Because the thing is the consumers and the cult have created this monster. And at the end of the day, if you think it's okay for somebody to profit off other people's trauma and pain, it says a lot about you as a person. So I don't care what colour, religion, culture you're from, wrong is wrong. And I'm not going to stick up for somebody of my colour when they're in the wrong, because that's against my moral compass. I will call out 100%. Anybody on if they're on this app causing other people alarm and distress. I will speak up about it. That's just the kind of person that I am. I hate injustice and I hate seeing fakeness being covered over. Just because, like, my thing is that I could come on this app and start telling you all about all the things that I've done in the press and the media and this TV channel and all this kind of stuff. But why would I want to do that? I want people to like me for who I am as a person, not for my accomplishments and my achievements. So why I bring that up is because it seems like people are giving her the power because she has the viewers and dismissing what anybody else feels. It's just an app, guys. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, she shouldn't be able to be given more right to spew hatred online just because she's delusive, Ange. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, I would treat you know that saying when they say it tells you about a person how they treat the janitor. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It shows and tells, because how she would never throw big content creators under the bus like that unless the only time she'll do it is when they don't benefit her anymore.
Yeah, it's for her gain when she does that.
For her gain. So okay, she'll be nice and ring Miss Red and see if she's okay, etc, 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 because she knows that when Miss Red comes back online, Miss Red is going to be like, you know, Angie looked out for me, this person looked out for me, but I can't say much about the others. And what will happen in the comments then, everybody will be like, see, Angie's an amazing person. I don't get why everybody, it's all emotional manipulation.
And I've seen comments of people coming in saying she's trying to get on the podium and she's trying to get gifts. She's completely benefiting from this situation. So right now, do I have sympathy for her when she's surrounded by her cult, her mods, or stuff like that? She's receiving probably a lot of money from this. Mm-hmm. No, my sympathy isn't lying with her, sorry. Like, I would sympathise if she was genuinely struggling and at that point, but it just doesn't seem that way considering what she's doing right now. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
we have like 100 people in here. So for all the people that are in here, if you don't follow, please go and follow an account on here called Miss Spaghetti. Yeah, she does a lot of content regarding Ange and Pearl, etc. And she put up something regarding what the content creators made since I think it was August the 1st, it might be. or I don't know, I think there was a bit more, but from what I had seen on the spreadsheet, you will see a lot of spikes where they're getting a lot of gifts. And I truly believe that the main spikes of where they get their gifts from is off the back of racism lives or off the back of controversy. So when they don't have no controversy, and like they say, why are people going on about this? And it goes quiet, they're not monetizing the way how they would monetize when there's drama. So then that's what leads me to believe this is why they're having these WhatsApp chats and starting to come up with lies. You know, the same way how Alex was lying, saying that people were doxxed, and then we was asking for evidence and no evidence came, and then it came out that he was lying, and then he was thrown under the bus. It's all the same thing.
Yeah.
And what I'm starting to realising is that whoever is the conductor of all of this has no creativity. They have no creativity in the scripts. The scripts are all the same. Court Assassin done it. CLA done it. Angie done it. Well, actually, I haven't really heard Angie call anybody a monkey, but she sided with people that have. And all of these people, if you see the pattern, remember, this is a pattern of behaviour. All of the people that have done it, Chester done it as well. Corey called AR an ape. Come on, guys. Let's wake up now. This is a script that they're doing. Are we going to be thick enough as people to let these people with like pea brains to try and manipulate us?
That's it. We're overestimating their intelligence, and I think one person who stood out for me was Luke the judge with that Alex. I know he's about 25, but he seems very young-minded, and what Luke did with Chester as well. Like, Chester's no angel in any way, but to send his SA abuser to his house is absolutely sickening. Like, and we're just allowing these people to continue. I don't understand.
I didn't know all of that. You know what the thing is as well, is that sometimes I'll come across these lives, and if I'm watching it and I don't really, my spirit doesn't take to the person, I'll scroll on. Do you know what I mean? So it's the same with M's. I've gone in there and I've heard her say certain stuff, and I'm like, oh, not for me. Alpha Bar, not for me. CLA, not for me. This is why I've never ever made videos on these people, because I know nothing about them. But then other ones that have come across mine, and I'm looking, and I'm, like I said, my first experience with Angie is when she was intoxicated online. And I don't even think it was more her why I stuck around. It was more the comments and my disbelief in people finding happiness in somebody's destruction. That's what I see when she's online doing that. That's her drinking and what she does. In fact, that is self-harming herself, because she knows as soon as she has one drink, it comes back in the system and then she turns vile again.
Yeah.
If you're an ugly drunk, you're meant to be more cautious about when you get drunk or how much you consume, because you know as soon as you put that alcohol in you, it's going to make you turn. Like, my one is vodka. Every time I've drank vodka, the night hasn't ended well. So I know now, even if it's well, I don't really go to
I always drink the rum. Vodka, I'm vile. Rum, perfect.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I know any vodka, it could be the Great AU, Grey Goose, any of them. Like, sometimes I've had blackouts, sometimes I've had major issues at the end of the night, and I can only really put it down to the fact that that is my drink that will make me turn into something that I know I'm not. Do you know what I'm saying? So
there's definitely a thing with vodka, though. I know a lot of people say it.
Yeah, well, this is it. And like someone says, then you're meant to know your limits. And now I've had so many experiences and I'm embarrassed for it. And then obviously due to what I do in my life for work, now even if I feel a bit tipsy, I'm like, right, okay, then it's time to have a little soft drink. Or sit back for an hour till I'm feeling a bit more better, and then I'll have another drink. Do you know what I mean? It's just about having that self-awareness.
Yeah, definitely. And I think sometimes, unfortunately, like, you learn the hard way, like I definitely did. Drinking left me in a really bad position that gave me PTSD. So you know never to put yourself in that position again. And you're then really cautious for other people because they haven't had that traumatic experience. they don't see the warning signs. But you're like, it's like you're a spy or something. You
Yes.
really see more than what someone else would.
Yeah, I had a friend that used to be like Angie a lot. And to be fair, she did go through a lot of trauma. God bless her, she's not here anymore. But even from young, I've always been that kind of person where I've always been a good listener. Like, people just feel comfortable enough to tell me their whole life experiences, especially sometimes when I'm like, this is a bit heavy, but you probably held this for so long, so I'm going to sit here and listen to you. Yeah, in the end, we had a good heart to heart, and she explained to me a lot of the stuff that she went through in her childhood. And she says that having a drink, okay, on the night, it makes it feel better. But she says the day after, when I'm having my come down and I'm having my hangover, I feel 10 times worse. Do you know what I mean? And in the end, to be fair, something really bad happened and she passed away. But I always remember that she used to say, like, I did try to stop, but the stuff that I went through, it just stuck with me forever. And that's why I've had so much compassion towards Ange, because she reminds me of Donna to the T. Sorry, I didn't even say the name, but she reminds me of her to the T. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I never gave up on that woman until obviously she passed away, etc., etc., etc. But no matter where she was, I would give a little bit of time, have a little bit of compassion towards her feelings. And I get that that's probably what Angie wants. But then if you've been through a traumatic I've been through quite a lot of traumatic. I've experienced quite a lot of death in my family. So there is no way I could say to somebody, bun your parent or bun this or bun that, because I know what it's like to lose people. So if you've been through trauma and you know what it's like to be cut deep, why are you now coming on the internet now and causing others alarm and distress? That's the thing that I don't understand. I
can't explain that either, but
sorry guys, I had to jump up for this one, because NJ, when you're just talking about your friend, I'm pretty sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that she did not use her trauma for sympathy. She used her trauma, if there is a way of saying this, in the correct way. She had a trauma. Drink helped her. She didn't like who she became when she was drinking the next day, when she woke up and she had a hangover and whatever, and she realized what she had done the previous night when she was drinking. But she explained her trauma to you and you could understand it. Angie does not explain her trauma to anyone. She just uses it as an excuse to get more and more people in her room, who then sit there and say, oh, there, poor Angie, poor Angie, poor Angie. But what are you saying poor Angie for? What are you saying poor Angie for? Do you know her trauma? No, you don't. You're just seeing a woman who drinks to excess, does the most unspeakable things, says the most unspeakable things, and then the next day, because she knows that everybody is going to excuse it, comes on and behaves like nothing happened. She does not realize the impact she has on other people. She refuses to believe that she may, through her behavior, trigger other people. She takes zero accountability. I would have the utmost sympathy for somebody if they first of all said, okay, I've been through this and this is what I am like because of it, right? And also I would have the most sympathy for somebody if the next day they took accountability. But if you come on the next day on a stage where you're watched by thousands of people, thousands of adoring cult members, remember, you're the puppet master. They're all the puppets. Yeah, she's the main actor. She's the lead. And everybody else is supporting cast. When we all sit there and we say, there, it's okay. We excuse everything you went through. because of your trauma? Nah. Don't use your fucking trauma to gain views and money, because that does not show somebody with any moral compass or character. There is no accountability, and that is what I can't stomach with Angie. Nothing.
Yeah, I think
Never
it's
in the
a
wrong.
weapon, isn't it? She
It
uses
is.
her trauma as a weapon.
Yes.
When you can have your trauma and you can act out in certain ways, and you can then say, well, I've done that because this triggered me, but I do apologise and blah. But that's not what she's doing. She's weaponising it.
Yeah.
And it's not right.
Yeah, I can't handle it. I have zero sympathy for her.
Nisha!
Zero.
Nisha, rise up if you want, mate.
I'm going to jump down again. Thank you for having me again.
Big up, Riri.
Bye, darling. Bye.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
exactly
someone
like
wants
that
to rise
sometimes.
up because I need to take the dog out.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I
Is
don't
that
mind
right?
rambling on my own anyway.
Thank you for having me, and I appreciate
You're welcome,
it.
Paris. Thank you for coming on.
That's okay. Take care.
See you
Bye.
later. Bye. I'm banned in this one, but I'm so angry. I can't right now. Talk to me. How can you angry? What's up, Kirsty? You okay? Where's your other account? Don't you? Oh no, this is your main. Where's your backup? Guys, and can we just say that at the end of the day, yeah, like at least I've like chose a nice picture. Thank you for all the follows. If you're not following me right now, give me a follow. The hate received, I could imagine, Alicia, but you know what? You're standing on the right side. Do you know what I mean? Like, all them cult are always going to have something against you, but at the end of the day, hello, how is everybody? It's filtered at least. Oh no, did you actually see when she was actually live without the filter? Yes. Anyway, let's not do that, yeah? Oh yes, Curse, what's going on? I only realised who you are. Okay, Alicia, that's cool. It's filtered. Hello, Candy Baby, you okay? Big up everybody that's new to me. Look, guys, yeah, obviously I do live streams from time to time, but I'm not going to say I'm one of those people that come live every single day. No, that's not me. It is draining. I wasn't mocking her. Look, Gabby, if you got something to say, you can rise up though, because you have been in here for a long time. Alicia, what's up?
Do you know what? I'm angry. I was just in Michelle's live, and I was just saying it's like all the people around that are not calling out things that are right there for everyone to see. Do you know what I mean? Like that last night was to incite hatred onto Torian. And, you know, when it turns out that there wasn't even a mark on the place that she was trying to say there was a mark, and nobody's said anything about that. Nobody said that you sat there saying, you know, I didn't send this message. I swear on this, I swear on that. I never sent that message. And then today it's just sat there like, yeah, okay, I did send that message, and what? But it's like the hatred received for the lies told on me, Torian, Michelle, Paigey, whoever it may be, is crazy. And she's allowed to just sit there and lie, be enabled, and nobody says anything, and it's just enraging.
I can understand where your frustration comes from, but I have to be honest, I do feel like the tides are swaying now. Do you know what I mean? I do feel like a lot more people's eyes have been opened. Whether that means that they're going to stop watching her, I doubt it, because I feel like a lot of them watch her, like somebody says, they watch her because her life seems even worse than what their life is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do believe that even there's been a few people that came in on this live that I've done and says, I used to watch her, I used to like her, but the moment that she just came up and just says, yeah, I did lie, a lot of people have lost all respect for her, because remember, she swore on her niece's life, then she acted like she was a victim and she was getting attacked, or to then come on today and say that it was her. Not only that, she discredited Miss Red. because Miss Red had said, I know, quote unquote, it wasn't her. And then she literally come up on the stage and says it was. And then even Miss Red says, wow, you're going to make me look bad now. Do you know what I mean? So her ways are coming out now.
But the way people have got to look at it as well is all this stuff that has been said, that I've done this, I've done that, Torian's done this, said that, all these, like, because I don't want to, I've said, like, categorically, I'm not going to speak on her, but see all that yesterday, that carry on, I can't keep I'm not a woman who stays quiet, and I cannot keep my mouth shut about what I witnessed with my very own eyes last night and this morning. I just cannot, like, if people are still not seeing it, even yesterday, people were like, saying to me and Torian, I hope you're happy now, this is your fault. First of all, if it was true and it had happened, that's nobody's fault, okay? You can't put that on someone ever in any situation. Second of all, it didn't even happen. Like, it's the Twilight Zone. It didn't even happen. You see her on camera waving things about for everybody to see. It wasn't real. That's what people need to understand. And if that is not manipulation and emotional manipulation, I don't know what is, of her followers. I mean,
I totally agree. And you know, for me, like, because was it you that actually played the video? Oh no, it was Hustle that played it, wasn't it? When Hustle played it, and I could hear her mum in the background saying, you know, you happy now? You got your views and that now. This led me to believe that she's at home like, look, mum, I've got 5,000 people watching me. Look, mum. And the mum's probably thinking, love, I'm in my 70s. Like, what do I care about viewers on TikTok? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she's probably sitting there and telling her mum, well, you know what I do X, Y, and Z. And her mum's probably sitting there thinking, bloody hell, because she said, get a job, get a life.
But her mum said to her as well, didn't she? She pulled her up on all the stuff that we've been pulling her up on. And I'm not, like, I've never set out to go at this woman for no reason. I just cannot sit and listen to the bullshit. Do you know what I mean? I haven't been able to do that. But when it's got to my mental health, the other day when she did what she did, I'm not even going to go into it, but that's when I was like, do you know what? Let's just try and drop this. And I've been trying as much as I can to show a bit of compassion towards her, to say to everyone, stop going to her with stuff. And I don't want to show compassion towards her, but I'm not a horrible person. I've been trying to get everyone to drop it. Torian's apologised today for saying, you know, that she's a peddler. Do you think anyone else will get an apology that's been affected? No.
Exactly. I asked, did she apologise back for the things that she done? And I was told no, she didn't.
Yeah, I wasn't watching it. I just got told that Torian had apologised for saying that word to her, which she's right to do, because we are decent people. We're not bad people. Things are said sometimes out of anger. I'm not an angel. I've said things, but I haven't stooped to those levels. And the lies that are being told about things I've said is crazy. And the hatred I've received off the back of that, the threats I've received, the threats my children have received, like, it's insane. And then people expect me to just back down, shut my mouth, and never speak about it again, when things like that happened last night are still going on. I'm sorry, but I can't.
Sorry, I just jumped back up because there's people in the comments that were saying the whole thing's been recorded because it's being hateful. Feel free to continue to record, because I know that I've been in the box the whole time and nothing of hateful's been said. And I'll stand on business for everything I have said, because it's wrong and people do need to stand up to it. So continue to record.
Don't worry about that anyway. That's just part of TikTok. People are going to screen record it, etc. Everything that I says, I stand on as well. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
anyway, I'm off again. Bye.
You know what, Naomi, you're saying you can't because it's your content, right? Angie is not my content. I'm not a content creator, first of all. I'm just someone who goes live. We have a laugh, whatever. People come and sit there. They say things in my live to try and get a reaction. They screen record my live. Everything I do is looked upon. A lot of people speak about Angie on this app. A lot of people watch the lives about Angie on this app. But if I do it, I'm a bully, I'm obsessed, I'm a stalker. But it's not me sat watching this person's lives. It's not me watching her every move, or, you know, it's just not. A lot of it is a reaction to an action. A lot of the times I drop things, I leave them, I let them go. But when it's about my mother being dragged across this app, I don't think there's one person who would shut their mouths when their dead mother is being dragged across this app. I'm sorry, but no. And that was for no reason. You know, but I was happy to let it go. I was happy to do that because it messed with me. So I was happy to let it go. But then seeing that yesterday, this is ridiculous.
You know what I'm sensing and I'm clocking a lot is that you and Torian, and I think Paige as well, like you build this strong exterior because you know, like when you come on here you've got to go to war a lot of the times. You know, it'd be nice for you to just go on live and just have a normal conversation without having to worry about if somebody's going to come in and say something about your deceased parent. You know what I mean? But my thing is that when that altercation was happening on the stage yesterday and Corey said what he said about your mother and then it just dropped, it's like it's a weak move.
Yeah, say it with chest.
Say it with chest, like jabbing somebody and running off. Do you know what I mean? That's all I need to know about a person. You don't have no backbone. That means to me that you would be that person that if I was face to face, you wouldn't say anything. And then the moment that the security get in the middle of us, you'll start saying all the things in the world because you know that there's something in the middle that I can't get to you. Do you know what I'm saying?
What it's given? It's given you're laying on the floor and he kicks you in the head. That's what it's given.
Yeah. And my thing is, like I already touched upon this earlier, it's like, look, I've lost a lot of people in my life. Do you know what I mean? They've passed away. And at the end of the day, because I know how it feels to lose loved ones and that, I don't know how it feels to lose a parent yet. Do you know what I mean? But I've lost some people, man, that are held in high regard. If people was to use their name to get to me, like it would tip me over the edge. It really would. I don't care how many years it's been since I lost my cousin, etc. If somebody was to say something on his name, and even it wouldn't even have to be me, if my family members heard random live streamers talking about my deceased, it wouldn't even be in my hands. They'd take it out of their hands for me and they'd want to go and do something. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. People say to me, oh, well, you shouldn't put it all over the app. Why shouldn't I? Because when I lost my mum, I was actively seeking like quotes about grief or videos about grief to try and like get my head around it. So why shouldn't I then be able to share my journey and how I feel, or videos of my mum or whatever, just because like people shouldn't be using it regardless of anything. I'm not a bad person, I'm not a wrong un, I'm not doing terrible things on this app, so I should be able to share like my grief journey or my healing or whatever it may be without people throwing that in my face. Like that's the lowest of the low. It's disgusting.
And the thing is, we can all see that Angie doesn't have no respect for her mum, but that's not all of us. Do you know what I mean? A lot of us out here like worship the ground that our parents walked on, and to have their memory used against us, it would be soul crushing. I don't care how strong you are, Alicia. Yesterday, if I could have flew through that phone and gripped that geezer up, I would have. Do you know what I mean? Because it was uncalled for, it was out of pocket, and it was a weak little bitch made move. Sorry to swear, but it was a bitch made move. Do you know what I mean?
No,
and people need to stop doing it, because it's not just how you're affected, it's triggering others. That triggered me yesterday.
And you know, nobody said anything to him. They let him back in the box after that. Can we just remember that? So people were like, do you know what, it's only Alicia. People talk about her mum all the time, so it's fine. Like, nah. But I didn't want to cause a scene in that live yesterday, because it would have come back on me that, oh, you're the trouble causer, you're causing issues. So I was trying to be very careful with how I spoke, what my words were, to get my point across. But why is no one saying, Corey, why'd you say that? Why is the host not saying, Corey, what are you playing at? That's not okay. You're not coming back in.
If I was the host, I would have went in. I can get it. Dave's trying to just, well, look, I know that people are like just starting to warm to him and that, but at the end of the day, Dave is in that same ilk. He doesn't really care about how you lot feel. He just cares about how he can monetize from the situation. So anybody that's going to hold a stage like that, we can't really expect him to be fair. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more about if it's entertaining or he's profiting. Cool. Other than that, it's boring to him. Oh, this is boring. oh, I'm going now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And he was the one who sat in Miss Red's box saying, oh, you're all adults, you're mothers, you're this, you're that, this should stop, these lives shouldn't be run. And then he runs, and I'm not dragging Dave here because I get on with Dave, like, cool, whatever. But if you're going to say one thing, stick to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I completely
follow your
agree.
own advice, because you ran a live yesterday. Yeah, it probably was more controlled than other lives that have been, you know, where everyone's been in the box together. But still, I don't know. It's just the whole thing's ridiculous.
Because I know how she is as a person. If that was me in that situation, I would have just shut it down completely, because she's drunk and no matter what, she doesn't take accountability for her actions. So it's very dangerous for other people to platform her in that situation is very dangerous. And maybe that's probably why he even rang the ambulance services and that, because he probably bared a little bit of guilt after, thinking, wow, like, I hosted this live and now look what the consequences are, the woman self-harming. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and obviously to see it like live, to watch it live, you would think that you wouldn't be able to say, no, she's definitely not done it, or yes, she definitely has. Like, to see it live, the best thing to do in that situation, I think, was to call an ambulance. And I know people say it's a waste of resources and whatnot, but nobody knew at that moment in time for 100% that she hadn't hurt herself, you know, until after. So I think the right moves were made personally at that moment in time. I do think it's a waste of resources on her part, where she knew that she hadn't done that. Do you know what I mean? And it's just...
Sorry, Alicia. Somebody says, what did you just say then? I've missed your comment.
Was it Martin Peckover? Can anyone join box? Or
Nah. It was a woman had said something. I think I've lost it. Or she might have been muted, or she left. I don't know. Yeah, but the boxes are open. But if anybody that's in here from the cult is going to come on here and be disrespectful, then just go over the other side, because we don't do the disrespect around here. You can have your opinion for and against. That's fine. Everybody's allowed their opinion. But if you're going to come in and say, "Oh, bun Alicia" and all that, then you're not the kind of person that I want on the platform.
Yeah.
Because even though you're having your say on the situation, you're not even going.
I don't want to sit here, like, I've come at her before and I've said horrible things to her, which isn't me. Unless I'm angry, then I say things and I take accountability for that. I shouldn't have come at her for, you know, the things that I have come at her for. But I've never, not once, mentioned this lady's trauma of losing her dad. I haven't got involved in that. I've told people to stop in my own life. I've sat in boxes where people are doing it. Yeah, I have, but I haven't joined in. I haven't laughed. I haven't encouraged it. I haven't done all of that. And even the stuff with, you know, she'll say, oh, you spoke about my mum. No, I read you come into my live. You said bun Alicia's mother when we first fell out. I said, Angie, my mum's passed away. And she was like, I don't care, bun your mother. And then I just read a comment out where someone had said something about her mum, and then it was like I was the worst person to ever grace this earth, and she's just got lower and lower, and I don't want to drag her anymore, but I do want to say what I want to say.
I mean, which is fine, because at the end of the day, she goes on like it's you that are talking about her 24/7, but she's already showed that she's the one in the background. Like, if she was so hurt by you, Torian, and Paige and everybody else that she feels comes for her, then why is she conspiring to make a plan to cause drama with you? If she's so vulnerable, if she's been hurt so much by you, why is she messaging Torian, trying to, you know, to orchestrate something for live?
Yeah, and I think she thought with that message, where she was going with that was, she thought she could sort of talk Torian into something, because Torian's all up for a laugh. Torian's up for, like, she'll have a laugh and things, and I think Angie's well aware of that, and thought she could, you know, use this to her, because all these people care about is viewers. That's all they care about. I couldn't give a shit about viewers. I don't care if I've got 12 people in my life. I don't care if I've got 1,200 people in my life. Like, I'd rather have less and them be decent people, but it's all for views and things. It's for the popularity board. It's all for TikTok.
You know.
Yes, I agree with you. But let's hear what Martin's got to say then, because he's been waiting patiently. Hello,
Hello.
Martin. Welcome.
I've not been in many boxes, so I will try and keep it TikTok friendly.
That's fine. Yeah.
I'm a recovering alcoholic. I'm 514 days clean now. And
Oh, well done, bro. Well done.
thank you. And people like Angie, other people on TikTok, are making a mockery of recovery. I'm making a mockery of addiction, because I was in that live sort of yesterday watching, and as soon as she knew the police were there, her demeanour changed, her behaviour changed. It was like she's gone from this drunken mess in her bedroom to someone who's normal, who hasn't drank anything. And 514 days ago, I was that person. I was having ambulances, police, and I'm going to probably get hate for this, but I was ringing the police and ambulances myself because I know I needed help, and there was no other way of getting the help. There was no other way of getting the support. But it's just like everyone now, she done that yesterday, and people say, oh, you're just effective, just jog on, don't watch out, blah, blah, blah. But she made SH something that you should be happy about, because she's now on the populars. She's now got 200,000 diamonds from today. So people are going to think, you know what, SH is probably better than actually going on and making content. Because
Martin, wait there. Martin, firstly, I'd just like to say well done on your recovery, yeah? And I hope you keep up the good work. And then I wanted to say thank you for your opinions on this platform right now. You are spot on and hitting all the points, and you can carry on. Hello, Paige, as well.
It's just, honestly, because for me, my addiction was really dark. Like, it was a full-time job, because I had to think, right, what time does that off license open? What time does that off license open? What time does that, when, like, Uber Eats and that sort of stuff made it a lot easier. But I would never come on when I've done something to myself and gone, oh, look, everybody, look, and portray it like it's something that you should be, and I don't mean the word proud of, but that's how it came across. Like, she did what she did, and then she's portrayed it to everyone else. Like,
You think the word you're looking for, like she's glorifying it?
yeah, because I don't know if everyone knows, obviously September is Unaliving Prevention Month. So it's all about, trying to prevent people unaliving themselves and all that sort of stuff. And she, in my opinion, has made a complete mockery of it, because she's made it, because someone like me who's, not in a good place at the minute, they're all right, but they're not. That's making me think, you know what, if I go on an SH and then come online, I'm going to get a load of flack on the night that I've done it, but the next day I'll come online, I'm going to get 300,000 gifts. Like, make it make sense. Like, mental health is not something that you can just flick a light switch and switch off one day and then turn it on the next. She's making a mockery of absolutely everything, and it's a joke. And I think TikTok need to make some accountability of this, because they're allowing it to happen. Like, because she makes TikTok so much money, she won't get bananaed, or she won't get, certain things done. But a little platform like mine, when I was talking about my journey and that sort of stuff, I got bananaed. Like, why? Because I'm only making 200 diamonds instead of 300k, 1,000 diamond. Sorry, I'll shut up. But it just baffles my brain.
Listen. You're spot on. Why do you think we're so quiet? Because we're giving you the opportunity to express how you feel. So don't ever feel like, oh, I'm rambling on, because if anything, you've made so many points. I don't even know where to start. The main thing, what I wanted to say to you is that it's something that I echoed as well about patterns of behaviour. If people are looking in, wanted to be as popular of Angie, your Pearls, etc., and looking at their formula is to create drama, to hurt and trigger people so that they monetize and they gain. Somebody just typed in here, she's made £600 alone today.
Yeah, but sorry to jump in. The other big creators on the app, and I'm not going to say names because I think we all know who I'm going to be on about, but they bring them on their platform and again publicise what they do and the behaviour they do, and you know, it's just TikTok. Why can't it go back to the dancing? Why can't it go back to, you know,
people actually having talent or actually having something constructive to bring to the app? Why is it all gossip and drama?
Because it seems like the more drama you bring to the app, the more diamonds you get, and that's a fact. Like,
you still there, mate?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Yeah. Completely what you just said there is spot on. Like, let's take it back to those times when you actually had to have a bit of talent or something about you to be successful on the app. Where's all this drama and soap and reality TV crap coming from?
Yeah,
I got away from that from normal TV. I didn't think that that's what they was going to start doing on bloody social media or on an app.
Because do you think, like, since they've done the dailies now, it's just making people gift more, making people wanting to be part of something. And
I think, wait there, mate. I think so, but I believe that maybe it's more forceful because they know that it's only a daily thing. But I do believe that when it was the weeklies, it was getting dragged out more, especially if that content creator from the Sunday. Because remember, you always used, all the drama used to come on a Sunday. Your Cheyenne, your Kipsy, your Gemzina, all these people used to do things in the week. And then the pinnacle part would be Sunday. And as soon as 12 o'clock comes, all you see is them battling. So they've manipulated, triggered all of the masses. And then when Sunday comes, they're all happy and Larry and all gassed about getting gifts. But I'm thinking, hold on Thursday you was telling everybody how emotionally distraught you are. On Saturday you was telling everybody how you hate a certain person, and on the Sunday they'll be there battling that person. And you'd be thinking,
to Sue's universe, just a question there that it seems like a lot of creators have severe mental health and all that sort of stuff. They don't. They have it when they want to get onto gifts and want to get onto a competition, that sort of stuff. Because someone who suffers with mental health, who sometimes can't even leave the house because of how severe their anxiety is and all that sort of stuff, that's an everyday occurrence. That's not, oh, I'm bad on Monday, but Tuesday I'm absolutely fine. Wednesday I'm over the moon. Thursday I'm, you know, it. And why would they want to change? Because it proved yesterday she did what she did, and now she's popular number 2 today. Like, make it make sense. Young people are looking at that going, you know what? This is the way I'm going to get onto leaderboards. This is the way I'm going to get onto to make money on this app, because I'm going to hurt myself and then portray it to everyone. Like, I don't know, because with me, like, the police have come to me, they've assessed me, and then before I know it, I'm in the back of an ambulance, and then I'm in a psych hospital, because they know it's genuine and they know that that person needs help. With Ange and other people on the app, it's just a method to get on, and people fall for it. Like, it's just, it's draining, it's horrible to think.
Mate, but so all right then, moving forward then, because I can tell that you've got some great points. Like, what do you think that people who view Angie should do? What do you think that we should do moving forward?
Well, I think TikTok, someone who has an addictive brain, has the, you know, the dopamines and all that, like, for addiction. Like, I've not just stopped alcohol addiction, I've had to stop, you know, everything that I felt was an addiction TikTok now is an addiction. Gifting is an addiction. People will get paid at the end of the month and gift their favourite person in the first couple of days because it's an addiction. And until help is sorted, well, there's not really much because the mental health services in the UK is overrun as it is. Like, it's not, you couldn't go to hospital today and get, mental health support. It take 6 to 8 weeks, and before you know it, then you're in a worse place because you can't get any support. Like, it's not there. But
When you say what you so you said like gifting is an addiction. Like, expand on that a bit more.
yeah, so it's all about the behaviour, isn't it? Addiction. So with me, my addiction was alcohol. So I had to have that buzz. I had to get that buzz from the alcohol all the time, every time to function. I was a functional alcoholic, and then I turned into a full-blown alcoholic where I would have alcohol on my cereal. I would have alcohol as soon as I woke up in the morning, but last thing before I went to bed. So what it is it's wanting to be part of something, and a lot of people on TikTok use TikTok as a breakaway from the real world. And if they can send a lion and the person who they send a lion to is going, "Oh, so Martin, thank you so much for that lion. You're brilliant. I love you." You feel something. Your behaviour, your dopamines, all that sort of stuff goes, and then you go, "You know what? I got that from a lion. What am I going to get from a universe?" And then you send a universe, and then you get a little bit more. Then you send, I don't know, a phoenix or something along them lines, and then before you know it, you're like, this person loves me. This person is, I'm part of something. Because in life, everybody wants to be part of something. Everyone wants to be involved in some way. And and this is why the littler platforms, if someone sends a rose, that person goes, thank you so much for that rose, or, brilliant, thank you. Because it's all about being part of a community, being part of something.
Yeah, I'm glad that you explained that, because me personally, before, okay, I have a 22 badge, probably not as big as the other ones, but majority of that was what people was giving me when I first come on this app, and I was battling. I don't know why, but people was just shelling me with gifts. I didn't even know that you could monetize like that. But I was just, whatever I was getting gifted, I was maybe going back to their lives and gifting them, etc. So it wasn't no ring. I was just kind of like, you gift me, I gift you back. That's kind of who I am as a person. Do you know what I mean? But if somebody has a battle, it doesn't make me think, right, I'm going to put X amount and go and support this person, because at the end of the day, like, what am I supporting? If it's a cause, or I don't know, if somebody's battling and I really like them and they have a planned battle, yeah, maybe I will go and support them, etc. But I don't know, maybe it's because I create myself, or I don't know, but I feel it for those people who do it to feel wanted. Because there was a lovely woman on here called Jojo from Ireland, and a lot of people would have known about her, but she shot against me the one time. She actually give somebody a Ferris wheel against me, and I was like, oh my god, who done that? And then she came over to my side, she was like, sorry, X, Y, and Z. I was like, don't worry. Remember, I'm in the little league, so when I'm got like 1,000 and then I see 10,000, I'm like, what? But she came in after, and then from time to time she'd come in and probably give me a love heart. She seemed like a really nice woman, and then I seen her all over the For You page that she'd passed away, and I was thinking, is that the
one that was in a lot of debt and obviously couldn't?
Yes.
Yeah.
So then I seen on the For You page that a family had come forward and says that she's in all of this debt, but yet she was online. Sorry, trigger warning. But then she was online gifting all of these people, and then obviously one of them was blaming Diageo, I think, don't quote unquote me, saying that he was giving her links for credit cards that you can access with a low credit score and stuff. And my thing is that this woman was messaging saying, I'm sorry, I can't gift you anymore. And instead of saying, look, thank you, I appreciate all your support, he was like, yeah, well, you know, you can do this, you can do that, getting her into more debt. And it's like, at what point do we as people start looking at these people for who they actually are?
But they don't care, because these big TikTokers who get the big gifts, who are on the dailies all the time, it's on the flip side of that. They're addicted to that. They're addicted to being on these boards. They're addicted to having 250,000 diamonds a day. They're addicted to looking at the bank balance at the end of the day going, wow, that was a really good day. Like, that's their addiction. And
But bro, the thing is that I don't know how many months it's been since all of that stuff happened, and then he done his box battles. But I'm telling you, out of the content creators on here, he is one of the highest earners. So it's like, this is what I'm saying about greed and who a person really is. You've already made tens of thousands, but yet it was never enough. Do you know what I mean? And you've literally, somebody just put in the comments, oh, they know of 2 people who may have unalived themselves due to being in debt from supporting him. And it just goes to show that, like, you see, money, they always say, you know, money is the root of all evil. It will show you sides of people that you wouldn't even know that they had when it comes to that. Do you know what I mean? Their ego inflates. And now he thinks he's some sort of God, untouchable, because all the claims that was on him, this is what I'm saying, he had all of those claims of speaking to underage, and what was the benefit of that? To be put on the podium every single flipping week.
And that's what it was, though, wasn't it? Because he was on the podium every single day. He was, when it was the weeklies, he was up there in top 10 every week. Why? Mm-hmm. Because he was benefiting from, 1, people's trauma, and 2, getting people in. Like, I've turned my gifting badge off because you have that different attitude when you go into lives with a high gifting badge. Like, if someone goes into a live with an 8 gifting badge, no one really takes notice of them. If someone comes, and I'm not saying all creators are like this, but most of them, if someone comes in with a 30 gifting badge, the creator is going to be looking at them, they're going to be mentioning them, because it's then that behaviour that they go, oh, I've only been in here once, but they know me already.
Okay, Leisha, thanks for coming up. Sorry, mate. Thanks for coming up, Leisha. Yeah, carry on, mate.
Yeah, I've got to drop them a gift, because people with high gifting badge, everyone assumes that they're going to gift. Like, that's another thing that needs to be policed better within TikTok, because it's not. Like, and I don't know how they would do it. I'm open to suggestion how, you know, it can be policed, but something needs to happen, because last night just shown everyone, oh, you do that, come on, the next day you're on the podium, and it's wrong, and it's horrible for people who actually suffer with mental health, because they're just making a mockery of it.
Somebody in here says, yes, Jojo and Winchester. Winchester? I'm not quite sure who that is. Winchester.
No. I know of the lady because that was all over the FYP, but to be fair, there's probably more that have not even made any news on TikTok. That's the sad thing, that there's just people who have unalived themselves and we will never even know about them, because family 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 about them, because family.
He had muted or blocked, you know, when she's on that blocking spree, block, 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 block.
Yeah.
Then somebody rose up onto the platform. Was doing a segment on her on somebody's page. I'm not even going to mention their name, but if you know, you know. And the girl had risen up and listened to me. She was like a blubbering baby. I've been blocked by my Gem's eating her, and I've sent her £2,000. How dare you? And she's just crying and crying and crying. And you know what Gem was like? I don't care. What are you crying for? Fuck off. You got blocked because you was chatting shit. And I was in the comments like, how dare you? This is like, it's like, the only reason why I didn't rise up at that time is because there was a lot of stuff going on regarding Bouncer, and I thought to myself, if I go up there, I'm going to start saying other things, and Bouncer had just said he don't want people talking on it, but I just felt sick inside when somebody, she looked vulnerable, she like learning difficulties or on the same spectrum, and she has spent £2,000 of her money on a content creator who she looked up to, and she just got blocked, and it was like her whole life had finished. Do you know what I mean? So these content creators at the top, if they actually understood, this is where Kiki can come into this as well, if they actually understood how many people mentally they affect in a bad way, would that change the way how they act on the app?
No.
You don't think so?
No, it's a straight answer, no, because they get the gifts, they get the money, they get the everyone talks about them. It's this is going to sound really crazy, and it's one of them things. If you're not in recovery or addiction, you don't know. And that's not me being big-headed or anything. But alcoholics know other alcoholics, if that makes sense. Like, you can look at someone and go, oh yeah, they're an alcoholic or they're in recovery. And it's just something that goes with the recovery journey, and because you see yourself in them. With Ange, I don't see myself in Ange because she's doing it for the clout, for everything, for the money, for all that. And like I said yesterday, she was going out the room or to going to the stairs, going, hello? Oh, it's the police. Oh my. And sort of laughing about the police being there, then sneaking down the stairs, then making all the drama about, have you got ID? I need to see your ID, blah, blah, blah. And again, it's just making that drama, because drama bites house. Like, if the newspaper puts, 10 babies were saved in the hospital today from a fire, no, and then 10 people unalived by one man, the 10 people unalived by one man is going to sell more papers, and that's just a fact. Like,
I agree with you there.
It's true. I used to do YouTube videos, and I would go to protest and all that sort of stuff. Now, if my thumbnail was a pleasant picture, do you think I'd get the people in?
Yes.
If I've got a picture of police battering someone with a baton, you damn right I'm getting 50, 100k views on that video. Like, and that's the sad thing, because everyone loves the horrible, the nastiness.
What do they call it? It's clickbait, isn't it? It's clickbait.
Yeah.
Oh, clickbait is somebody. Kiki, you're okay? You're back? You're back.
I just quickly came back. Once Kiki, but before I go Kiki, Martin, you talk so much sense, hun. I like what you're saying. So much sense. But I just came to be cheeky and said, money isn't the root of all evil. Money brings out people's true character. So if you're a saver, it don't matter how much we give you, you are still going to save. If you're a spender, you're going to spend. If you're a hoarder, you're going to hoard. Whatever your true nature is, money just enhances that.
I have a good point of view, to be fair.
Yeah.
That's why you see good people that can get a load of money all of a sudden, and they will always be doing good things with it, or they're always going to be saving. Oh, I'm echoing again, I'm going funny. But yeah, money is not the root of all evil. We're going to change our mindsets. Money just enhances whatever your true character is. So they're showing you who they are. Anyway, I got another meeting, so I'm jumping. Thanks.
Is there anybody else in the comments that would like to rise up to have their say? I'm literally going to lock this off in the
Yeah,
next
and this is also why, like, in the big channels, people like me wouldn't get a voice. People like me, like, I've been in a certain 10 o'clock box quite a lot, and I never get in because no one knows of me, no one cares of me, no one's, no one gives a damn about my opinion. But if I, and this is just hypothetically, if I had a relapse and I came on live while, saying, oh, I've had a relapse and drinking like shit ton of alcohol, people then will be like, oh, look at him, we might have to get him in our box sometime. We're gonna have to, request him every morning. And this is the point, like, this is why I've stopped like journaling my journey on here, because you don't get any interaction, and you're just like, you're talking about how things were and all that sort of stuff, and no one gives a damn. But
can I just say though, mate, that you know what? I'll be honest with you, yeah. Like, even though you might feel like you're not having the impact, even if it's just one person that comes across your content and feels inspired by it, or it can help them with their journey, then it's worth it, mate. Do you know what I mean? I get it. You would rather be affecting people on a mass scale, but honestly, I'd take this into just real life as well. Do you know what I mean? I could have 10 young students that I'm trying to help. 9 of them might dismiss everything that I say, but that one person might take it on board and benefit from it. And that will make me understand and realise that, you know what, I get it. I didn't get through to all 10 of them. Some of them are in jail now for life. But then I've got some that will come up to me and be like, oh my God, do you remember when you told me about XYZ and give me that advice? This happened and I thought about what you said to me. And when I walk away from them, it's just that, you see, look, just that one person, it don't matter, look how they took that information on and have implemented it into their life. So don't worry about numbers. This is the thing, a lot of people are ruled by numbers on here, but be worried about the impact that you're having, because if it's 300 people that are viewing your video, but 150 of them have been like, you know what, it's time for me to put the alcohol down, then your job there is done, mate.
yeah. Like,
You know what I'm saying?
I know this is sort of off topic, but this was the last sort of video that I posted on my page. And the hate I got from it was ridiculous, and I took a step back from the app. But 88% of males don't receive their first bunch of flowers till their funeral. And I read that on a like a survey thing, and I just put it out there just to ask people, like, is it true that, because me personally, I don't think I've ever had a bunch of flowers, because it's not a male thing. No one wants to buy males flowers. But in my inbox it was, you're a sexist pig. Why is it always about males that you make comments about? And it wasn't. It was the first video I've ever made. It was the first video that I just put out there and was asking if it's true, because that is sad, like that, and that's going
That
off
is
topic.
sad.
I know, but
You know what? Sorry to interrupt you, Martin. Yeah, the other day, I was actually walking. Obviously, it's been a 6 weeks holidays, so I was walking home, and then I seen these group of children, and they must have been like picking. Was it daffodil? No, it might have been can you get yellow roses? I don't know. It's some sort of. It wasn't a daffodil. I'm trying to think of what it was.
was it a dandelion?
No, it wasn't a dandelion. But anyway, basically, long story short, yeah, a group of youngsters, I was walking past and they was like, oh, would you like this flower? And I was like, I was a bit like, wow, like nobody has ever offered me a flower. And then I didn't want to say no because I thought it's not really a manly thing to take the flower. But I thought, you know what, child, let me take the flowers. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. And I was walking down the road with it, and then I saw an older lady, and then I was like, "Hi, you alright, love?" So yeah. I was like, "Oh, this is for you." And she was like, "Oh, thank you." So I seen it as just pay it forth, and it. Do you know what I mean? But I'll be honest with you, I felt weird and awkward because as a male we don't receive things like that. Do you know what I mean?
Like I said in my video, like mums, Mother's Day, birthdays, Christmas, Easter, just when you haven't seen your mum for a bit, you pop round with a bunch of flowers. Here you go, mum. But I've never done that for my dad, and when I saw it just hit me because I was like, is this true? And I just wanted to put it out there and ask people. And like I said, my inbox was just like, you're sexist, why discriminate against women? Why does everyone have to target women? And I'm just like, what? Like, it's just a genuine question. And I wanted to try and get onto one of the bigger platforms to ask that question. But it's like, yeah, you're just invisible. And it's just,
like around here, like me, I've always been that kind of person where I don't care whether you have loads of followers or you have like a low count of followers. You're a person. Do you know what I mean? You have opinions and whatever, and this is why I would always, as long as you have respect and you have manners and you stay on topic and you're not dragging people down, because all right, okay, I got a picture up, but not once can anybody go back and say that I've dragged her for a looks. If anything, I says I've done her a favour by putting up a picture that's quite decent. Do you know what I mean? Because there's other pictures out there where she's in states and I didn't put that up. Do you know what I mean? But it's just like, you just have to keep on speaking out, whether it's whether you're a small creator or a big creator. If you have feelings and you're an outspoken person and you're comfortable with expressing your opinion, then keep doing it. I don't care if you got big following or not. Like, all right, I accumulated a big following from just using my voice. Do you know what I'm saying? It was never, I'll come on here to promote my podcasts and my music, and then I just went left because of all the crap that I've seen on the app. Do you know what I mean? And when we're talking about these kind of stuff, these are things that, like, in my life, I feel strongly about. You know, SH to me, I feel strongly about that. When I started the live, I definitely know it was a young person. Even though I put it to 18, you know, the young people do slip in. But one of them was like, "Oh my God, it was you over the shopping centre that was helping the other day." And I was like, "Wow, that's actually mad," due to the fact that I am going to talk about SH. And we had a 13-year-old girl that was on a bridge that wanted to unalive herself. Do you know what I mean? And as a youth worker, as somebody that can get into touch and speak to young people, I was offering my services to the officer and the negotiator. I was like, "Look, I might know the young person. I've worked with young people for a long time. So I'm not just on here just picking at people or having a say because I feel like I'm outspoken. I'm speaking on things that actually it either affects me or it's something that I feel strongly about in our community. Because if it was a case, if I was just on here just talking about, I'd be talking on CLA, Alpha Bar, all these other people, I don't tune into them. But unfortunately for Angie, I came across her and then she positioned herself in the racism talk. So that's why I've got more understanding of what she's like and when I've watched her about a pattern of behaviour. But it could have been anybody, it could have been somebody with 1,000 followers. If they'd done what they've done on the app, I would still have something to say.
yeah, like today, everyone's
Yeah, you sound sweet cheeks. Sorry, carry on.
everyone's sort of mother cuddling Angie because of what happened yesterday. And she's fragile, and you know, we don't say boo to her or whatever. Now, this is a little bit of a trigger warning, but I went to Western Supermare, and I was sat on the beach, and this was just before my recent relapse. I was sat on the beach with cans of beer in one hand and a article in my other hand. I won't say the word, but I think you know what I mean. And not one person came up to me and was like, "Are you okay?" You know, they just left me there doing what I was doing, drinking and doing what I was doing. until eventually a police officer came over. So I don't know if someone has either been called the police or whatever, but yeah. So it's like,
Go on, I'm listening to you.
yeah, and no one stopped me and no one did anything, and it's just like, but on the TikTok app, everyone can just be like, oh, it's okay, you're so brilliant, I'm so proud of you, and it's just like, really, like, it's
Sorry, 1 minute. Life lessons. Is that you, Life on the Edge?
not being rude, but I can't come up in.
Yes, okay. Well, I thought that me and your issue was done and finished when we was on Mrs. Red's live, but I was on a live stage the other day and you was in the comments saying, oh, he talked about my daughter. He said X, Y, Z. I thought we had squashed whatever issues that we had on the app. So if it's squashed, leave it there. If it's a case of everywhere I go, I'm gonna have you atting or saying stuff about me in the comments, then I'm gonna have to run a segment. Because at the end of the day, I was sent a lot of information about you from your own parents. And I told your own parent, listen, I've sorted things with your daughter now, yeah? I don't have no issues with her. So regardless of what you're messaging me, I'm not going to bring it onto the platform. So you see, that's how much of a real person I am. Do you know what I mean? But the fact of I've blinded you and could have come on the app and says what you actually really got sacked for and what your real name is and how your mum feels about you, I could have come on here and done that. But I kept it real because me and you had squashed things. And then when I'm on a stage and I'm seeing you in the comments slating me and saying X, Y, and Z, it's just a bit disheartening. So all I'm saying is that if we've drawn a line under it, yeah, when I'm wherever I am on the app, please don't at me. We are adults, you know. I'm not in no playground.
Can I just say I've got no issues with Life. Life is one of the people that has actually given me a voice on the app. So I know you two might have issues, but
we had issues and I thought the issues were sorted, mate. And then when I'm being atted or she's saying certain things in the comments, to me, I'm seeing now that the issue isn't over, is it? Do you know what I mean? And if you want to try and tarnish me wherever I am, then up two can play that game. Do you know what I'm saying? So what I would rather is just let it go. It was already done. We had a back and forth on Miss Red's stage, which we didn't even need to have that. You incited that as well. And then still moving forward, you're going to at me in comments.
yeah.
Okay, I've got two questions to ask you really quickly.
No, I don't. Before you ask me a question,
two questions to ask
wait
you.
there.
Really quickly.
I'm just going to drop before this.
Just stop, Martin. You have just said on this live that you have spoken to a parent of mine and that you have the real reasons why I was sacked from my job. Would you like to elaborate on those, please? Because I'm giving you permission right now because I'm calling BS on you. You are clapping right now, okay? You are lying. You're a capping liar. That's what you're doing. What are you going on about? I've never even been sacked from a job. What are you going on about?
Do you want me to get the screenshot?
Angie, are you trying
I'm asking you a question, just a yes or no. That's all I'm asking. Would you like me to get the screenshot?
Are you trying to say that you have spoken to one of my parents and one of my parents have told you that I got sacked from my job? Is that what you're trying to say right now, NJ?
I didn't speak to them. How do I don't even know what you actually do know what you look like now, but at the time I didn't know what you looked like.
You just said that because I just recorded you saying that, NJ. I just recorded.
Mute. Yeah, you're so rude. Let me speak. This is my platform, yeah? What I was saying is that when we had that back and forth with Mrs. Red, when I came off the live, I had an outbox message from your mother, yeah, explaining a lot of stuff about you. And I said to her point blank, look, I've just squashed whatever it was with your daughter. But the information that you're giving me, why you're even giving it me, I don't know. Yeah, but I am not going to bring whatever you've said in the messages to the TikTok platform. That is what I said. Now you can unmute.
You realise that this is being recorded and you're absolutely slandering my name and my daughter and my whole family's name, my mum, my parents' name. What parent did you talk
Have
to?
I mentioned your daughter?
What parent did you talk to?
It was your mother.
You spoke to my mum. Did you? What's her name then?
It's in my outbox somewhere.
Can
I
you
can't
have a
get
look
this
right
funny
now?
stuff,
Can you
but
have a look right now? Because you said you had it to pull up. So have a look right now.
can't do
What's
it
my
now,
mum's name?
I can't.
No, NJ. What is my mum's name? What is my mum's name, NJ?
Can I respond?
Yeah, I'm asking for a name.
I can't do it now because I'm on the live, and you're right. It could be fake. It could be fake.
But you decided.
I can't
to say
stand this woman. Mute. I'm trying to talk. Stop talking over me. This ain't Angie's platform. Life on the Edge. This is not Angie's platform. This is my platform. I allow you to speak. I was quiet. When I speak, do not speak over me, or you can just drop down to the comments. Okay? I can get that. Wait there, actually. Hold this line. Hello, I'm back. You can unmute now. Hello.
I'm listening.
Yeah, and you know what the thing is, Life on the Edge, yeah, is the picture on the actual account is of your mother and your daughter. So that's how I kind of know. Even if it might be a fake account, I don't know. I've never met your mom.
Fake accounts that Angie and Lynn's were telling everyone to go to. Oh, I see, NJ. You really have your evidence
Begins with M.
So you decided, NJ.
Begins with M.
NJ, you decided.
Hello,
yeah?
answer my question. Does the name begin with M?
It's a fake account. We have just, like, that has just been proven. You decided to come on this live, and I hadn't even said anything to you. Hadn't even said anything.
Wait there.
No, first of all, you sent me an invitation. You sent me an invitation which I declined. Right, I came straight into your live. You sent me an invitation. I declined it. I then wrote in the comments, which everyone can look up if they want to go back in the comments, right, and said, I'm sorry, but I can't come in at the moment. I can't come in presently. You then went. And I was like, that's fine. Is this life? No, you didn't. You went, is this Life on the Edge? And I went, yes. And then you went in on me, and you turned around and said, you have had a message from my parent that told you I have been the real reason I got sacked from my job. Number one, yeah, I've never been sacked from a job. Do you want to see my what's it called? Enhanced DSP? Do you want to see it? Because you know what? I'll show you all right now. In fact, what I'll do later is I'll go live. And I'll show everything on TikTok later. Because the thing is, NJ, you have gone around this app, yeah? You weaponized my daughters. You've been colorist towards my daughters. You have called me an enabler. You've called me a racist enablist, right?
This woman is so dangerous.
Really? I've got the messages. We've had this conversation before.
Mute. Right, guys. The thing is with Life on the Edge is obviously she's openly says that she was a head teacher. What I get from Life on the Edge is a head teacher or one of the teachers that I didn't used to get along with in school, and the issues that they had with me is that I know how to conduct myself and have a conversation. Yeah, you run, yeah. And my gripe and issue with Life on the Edge is, and don't let me put your picture up on here, Life on the Edge, because I know who you are, yeah? My issue with Life on the Edge is that when she was in on the part of the cult, she used to love throwing around the facts that she has mixed race children. But yeah, when people was in the comments putting gorilla emojis, I have a screenshot of Life on the Edge being in the comments laughing and putting laughing emojis next to her mod badge, when really what she should have been doing was blocking the gorilla comments. So I said, after it was put up on social media, oh, I wonder who, quote unquote, I wonder what your daughters would think seeing their mother basking in the comments while racial slurs were put against Paige and Torian. Never called them out their name. Never did. At this time, I didn't even know what her daughter looked like. It's only until after, and this whoever that was on the account, which I truly believe it is actually her mother, whoever that was, sent over the screenshot, and at the end of the day, I've then gone and had a look. Can you stop? I've then gone and done my research, and her daughter is an amazing artist. She's very, like what she was saying, she is, what's the word? She's very revolutionary, talking out on the same stuff that me, Torian and Paige talk out on. So I find it very hypocritical of Life on the Edge to be around and position herself in places where all this stuff is going on that her actual daughters are fighting against on a day-to-day basis. That is what my issue was. Joey, I'm a mentor. Thank you very much. Yeah, her daughter. Yeah, I'm not dismissing what she's done for her daughters, because her daughter's very talented. She's a very talented artist. You see, me, even if I've got a gripe with somebody, that's not me then gonna look and start snarling at all the other great things that they might have done. But at the end of the day, it happened anyway, where she was thrown out of the cult anyway. So imagine that, sticking up for people who would just go and throw you under the bus anywhere. Could never be me. I'm not taking away that she's a nice person, Fifi, but at the end of the day, man, she the way how she was going on online and the entitlement that she thinks she has, it didn't sit well with me. Sorry, it didn't sit well with me. You're on here saying that she feels like she's more educated, or she's been fighting against racism longer than you've been alive. Well, news check, you're not black. You're white, so as much as you can sympathise and see what happens, you will never know what it's like to be racially discriminated or stereotyped before you even open your mouth. It's as simple as that. I'm talking nicely and calmly. I'm talking passionate. Don't police me how I talk on my platform. Yeah, great. So if you're seeing your daughter go through it, then you would have more empathy when we're on the app speaking out against people, calling other people orangutans or monkeys. How she was even on the other opposing side towards us in the first place, it just shocks me. It shocks me. So at the end of the day, I'm here to stand on and talk the truth. And like I says, I have the screenshot right here. I could put the screenshot on here. I could literally put the screenshot on here. I got no reason to sit there and lie. If Life on the Edge says that I'm allowed to, that's fine. Why am I lying? I have the screenshots too. Screenshots for what? For what I was sent after I come off Miss Red's live. No, you don't. I've seen my family go through racism. It's still not my trauma. It hurts, but it's not mine. Thank you very much. 2 different screenshots. We have already been over this. I'm not going on about that initial thing that I had an issue over. I'm on about people saying that I'm lying about receiving a message from one of your family members. I've got no reason to lie, Life. What benefit do I get from saying that? But that's what annoyed me that day when you're still coming for me in the comments. We had a discussion and I thought it was squashed, but it's not squashed, because if I'm going to go on a stage then and look down in the comments and see you going, he came for my daughters, he done this, he done that. You gave as good as you got. Stop acting like you're the victim. You was not no victim. And I didn't even come for your daughters like that. I just said, if your daughters seen you in the comments laughing while the gorilla emojis was in the comments, how would that make them feel? That is what I said. So where is that in me coming for her daughter? Please, somebody make it make sense. You're acting like you're the victim. Oh my God, he's coming for my family. You know that's not the case. She knows it's not the case, and then she come up on Miss Reg stage, tried to little son me. And I told you, you can't little son me. You're match when it comes to me. Yeah, we had a back and forth. You lost the rebuttal, and this is why you're pissed. You seen in that chat, WNJ, WNJ, WNJ. You couldn't handle it. You made a claim in front of everyone, and it wasn't true. What claim did I make? Trust me, you can't trust nobody. You know what? This is the thing, man. You know what I'm saying? It's sad because she's the kind of person that makes allies look bad. Because how can you be my ally? How can you say that you've been fighting against this injustice all your life, but then go and sit on a platform around people that are trying to condone Pearl's actions? I would have expected you to be standing on strong and saying this is wrong. That a family member contacts you and said things. I'm not lying. I've got no reason to lie. She enabled racism. Thank you. You was enabling it, and then it's only until in the end, like what Ange does with all of you, when she's ready, she'll throw you under the bus. This JSB guy, you know what? You're getting muted, rude boy. Tot along, off you go. Thank you very much. She is very against Reds. Big up Chloe in the building. Life, but you know I do though. But you know that I know a lot. You do though. This is what irks you. I don't know the other black guys that you've come across and that, but I'm sorry, I do not have a pea brain. I see things for what it is and I call it out. Big up KM. And I could see from the get-go that you was an enabler. You didn't stand on business. I stand on business. You don't stand on business. And we had a normal conversation in the inboxes. It never had to come on the platform. It did not have to come on the platform. But once again, when I'm having a conversation about something that wasn't even about you, you decided to come up on Red stage and start calling me out, shouting off your mouth, all because you've seen loads of viewers and you thought that I was going to crumble. You thought I was going to crumble. You got the wrong one, love. It doesn't matter whether there's 50, 100, 200, 400. I've stood in front of 800 BDIs watching me do presentations for an hour, and I can hold a crowd. I can hold an assembly. You think I'm bothered about being on my phone speaking? You honestly thought that because of all the cult was in there, that I was going to get pummeled into submission? I take you all on my own because I know I can. Dude, you're the one I called out on Life's Live for the way you spoke to her and you ran off. I have never, ever been on Life on the Edge live. Life lessons. Tell you troll, please. I have never, ever been on Life on the Edge stage. Are you crazy? So you're going on about the wrong person. Definitely wasn't me. And Life will clarify that. Life lessons, you're in the chat. Please clarify to your little minion that I've never been on your platform. I don't even follow you. Even when you followed me on your other account, I've never followed you back. We shouldn't fight though, but can't you get to know her as a person? She's amazing. She's done so much. Guys, as far as I'm concerned, we had that back and forth on Mrs. Red's stage and it was done. She's even a thought in my mind. I don't follow her. I haven't seen her on Angie's platform. I heard that they had some issue and blah, blah, blah. But even then, I didn't even stay for too long to find out what it was. I kept it moving. And then I was on a live the other day and she was atting me. He done this, he done that, this and that, trying to discredit me when I'm on some stage. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, me and this woman, I thought it was done. I thought it was squashed, but clearly, evidently, she's holding on to feelings. So that's why when she came in and I thought, life lessons. And I thought, that's that. Yo, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing in my chat? So you either come up on the stage and address why you think it's okay to slander me after we've dealt with whatever, or come out my live. That's what I said. It was like a group came in all at once. It's like life has her own cult. She probably does, but who cares? Listen, you lot need a cult. I don't need a cult. I stand on my own. Born on my own, die on my own. She always had too much mouth and talked like she was better than people. All right then, Mary Cash. This is my issue with life lessons as well. She's very condescending. She's the kind of person that she does look down on people. I can see it still. I can tell. And I get it, because she probably does have some good qualities that a lot of you like, and that is fine. This isn't me talking on her to try and sway your minds on her. Everybody's going to have a different personal experience. You with me? There's people that I don't like and I see friends with, and it depends on what I don't like about them. But I'll never be messaging my friend like, oh, what you doing with that person? Because I don't talk to her. I don't care. Everybody is an individual. Just because we're not friends doesn't mean that I need my whole friendship group then to go against that one person. That's bullying. There's no point in getting Crimson in, because Crimson is talking about somebody else. He's not talking about me. Why am I going to get Crimson in? I wasn't on that stage, so why am I going to allow him to come on here? Every time I spoke, you muted me. No, because the thing is, you try to speak over me. You can come back up and we can have a civil conversation. But if you think you're going to little boy me, then you're going to get muted here. Sorry, life lessons, but that's how I run my platform. It's all about having manners, respect, and decorum. If you don't have those things, if you ain't been brought up with manners, respect, or decorum, do not request my box, please. Go somewhere else. Who's this Houghton geezer? Houghton? You used to be on, mate. You used to be on Angie's platform, so let me guess, she threw you under the bus too. But life lessons, I don't want a little girl you, because you're my elder. This is why when you speak, I'm quiet, because I've got respect. But then when I speak, you try and speak over me, which you don't respect me. So come on, man. Even on the red thing, you watch that replay, every time I talk, you talking over me. When you talk, I'm quiet. Look, all right, Crimson, all right, let's rock with it like this then. Crimson's cool. You can come on my platform if life lessons clarifies that I've been on her stage. Let's wait. Yeah, control the situation so that it can be conducted as a discussion and not a back and forth. I'm not here for the bitching. Life lessons, I see you sharing my live. Never mind sharing it to your cult. Can you answer my question, please? Big up Anna in the building. Thank you, Fifi. I think the same as well. Yes, we are. Yes, you're chatting bubbles about her. Got some actual info. I'm still no Crimson. I'm still waiting for life lessons to answer my question. Amy, she's been out here recruiting. I'd love to know when she's going to take on Ange. Oh, to be fair, she's probably too shook still. I know people say that he's just doing it. He's doing it For clout. Oh my god. Right, so as you can see, I'm just gonna scroll up just in case I've missed a comment. Oh, we can see this share live. Sounds like you think you're better than a lot of people, NJ. Yeah, I'm better at hosting a live, definitely. I've way too much respect for myself than to come up again, dude. I don't want you to come up, to be fair, life lessons. I just want you to just clarify to Crimson that I haven't been on your platform. It's a simple yes or no. Battle of the Colts. Shani says, I know how you feel regarding racism talk. She was trying to understand in a kind way. I don't even understand that. Let's leave him to it, please. Okay. Wow. Life lessons. I've just asked you a question. Please, can you clarify to Crimson if I was on your platform, yes or no? That's all I need to know. If you say yes, I'm going to rise this guy. But me and you both know if you're a real woman, like these people really look up to you. If you're a real woman, tell the truth.
The Observer, providing you with the latest TikTok drama from across the UK.